Once again, fuck yeah! Also, fuck Tom Hanks. This is Casturbation. And you may be wondering who we are. I'm Michael, that's David.
Why are we fucking Tom Hanks?
Well, we're not having sexual intercourse with him. We're just saying fuck Tom Hanks.
Kind of sounds like you want to.
I mean, I'm not saying I would turn down the opportunity to have sex with the man from Big. You know.
Yeah, there's a reason why that movie's called Big.
Yeah. I mean, that movie's kind of weird when you think about it, because, yeah, he becomes an adult, and I'm like, I bet you he just all of a sudden looks at his dick after
He's
like,
so big.
He's like so big. It's a subversion. We all know that. Dancing on that piano was a metaphor for intercourse. We've all seen Big. But seriously.
I prefer Castaway if we're picking Tom Hanks movies.
Well, I'm not saying we're picking our favorite Tom Hanks movies.
Well, I am.
Yeah, well, I'm
Guess
like, hold
what?
on. Well, no.
Guess Dave with game David's playing right now.
All right,
It's
yeah.
What's your favorite Tom Hanks movie?
Well, no, I'm saying fuck Tom Hanks. But here, so it's going to be a complicated
But
situation.
why are we fucking him?
Well, we're not fucking him. We're saying fuck him. We're not trying to fuck him. I mean, you know, maybe his wife.
But you
Who's
just
his
said
wife?
you would if he propositioned you.
Yeah, if it was like 1988 Tom Hanks from Big, who knows?
What about if it was Tom Hanks from Philadelphia?
Probably not. We're talking about his characters. No. If I'm going to have sex with any of Tom Hanks' characters, it'd be Jim Lovell. No question. Commander.
That's fair.
Yeah.
He's
Or
probably
maybe
very agile,
Yeah.
an astronaut, very in shape. His stamina, I mean, Jesus Christ.
I mean, look at him. I'm like,
world class. So, yeah, I mean, if you're going to have sex with anybody.
yeah, he's in a metal tube flying through space, and he got that metal tube back. And I like him to put that metal tube up my ass. So, no, we're not talking. No,
All right.
fuck Tom Hanks. We're not trying to have sex with him. You're distracting me.
But why? Okay, so why are you mad at Tom Hanks? Explain.
So
Extrapolate.
it's a very complicated situation. So, on the surface, it might seem hard to hate Tom Hanks. He's Tom Hanks. He's only been in like half the good movies of all time. But let me tell you, I don't believe that man. Because every time for the last like decade, anytime he has a movie coming out, it's like, oh, look, Tom Hanks showed up at like a food clinic giving away food. It's like, oh, no. And his movie with the dog, Finch, just came out. And he's like, oh, I just happened to like be on the street and be charitable. And I'm like, no, I don't believe you. You're trying to be a modern day Jimmy Stewart, and you're not. You're full of shit, Tom Hanks.
Well, then if he did the Mr. Rogers movie, and then apparently it wasn't even like about Mr. Rogers. It was about like the stupid journalist that was like writing about Mr. I don't know. I didn't see the movie,
I didn't
but that's
either.
what I heard.
Why
about
would
it.
I?
That's what I heard somebody talking shit about the movie. But you know what?
And apparently
Honestly,
he was related to Mr. Rogers. Did you hear that?
I can't fault the movie for doing that because I didn't see it.
Well, that's good because that means it's mainly not about Tom Hanks, which is
And
good.
you don't like him, so
Yeah,
fair
no.
enough.
I'm not saying I don't like him. I'm saying I'm disappointed
You're
in
hating.
fuck Tom Hanks.
You have a seething rage.
I have a seething rage for Tom Hanks.
Seething rage boner for Tom Hanks.
So, like, let me tell you
want
about-
to fuck Tom Hanks.
Let me
with
tell
your
you about
rage
Tom Hanks. It's like, yeah, it's one of those hate fuck situations in my brain right now because I'm like, dude, you were in a lot of good movies. I was like, but I don't trust you. Like when all the Corona shit went down, him and his wife were like, oh yeah, like they were the ones perpetuating it. They're like, we got it. I'm like, did you though?
They
They're
were
like,
in on it.
yeah, we feel kind of like we got,
Yeah, I see what
not
you're
that
saying.
bad.
They were in on the scam.
So that's what I'm saying.
They
Tom
they
Hanks.
stood to gain. They had stock in Zoom.
There has got to be a picture with Tom Hanks with Jeffrey Epstein somewhere, and he's trying to buy it. So he's making more movies so he can buy all that shit.
Honestly, though, it's like this man created Chet Hanks, and so I can't be too mad at him. You know,
I disagree.
like Chet Hanks is a national treasure.
You're telling me.
This man should be president.
So, so like,
I mean, he truly represents the values of this country.
so in the pantheon of the Hanks, where's Chet?
I mean, he's Alpha Hanks.
You're telling me he's number one of the Hanks clan?
Dude, without question.
I don't
Chet
know.
Hanks. Chet Hanks could murder his entire family.
What about Colin? Colin Hanks.
What about him?
Yeah, what about him? So he's probably like 20th, and there's other people that aren't even actors that are above him.
He's what, some fucking
You know Colin Hanks.
what? Yeah,
Tom Hanks'
some
brother.
beta,
Yeah.
some lanky, just like his dad.
Well, see,
Meanwhile, Alpha Chet
Chet. No.
Alpha Chad Chet.
Yeah, it was like, they were trying not to be too on the nose. See, that's Tom Hanks. That's his game. He's so subversive. He's like, oh, I'm going to like trick you
Create
guys.
polar opposites
Yeah.
in terms of sons. It's interesting.
He created them. He molded
How does
them.
that happen? Yeah, right. Exactly. It was predetermined. This
Yeah.
was set up. And see, that's what he does. Is he's like he has.
See, now you're on my page.
He has. No, that's what he's doing. He's like got people out there loving him, right? Because he's Tom Hanks. Oh yeah, Mr. Fucking everybody
He's
loves
Mr.
me.
Rogers.
Everybody loves me, even though I bathe in the blood of infant children that I've sacrificed to Moloch.
From other planets.
Yeah, sure, why not? And yeah, maybe he is.
See,
from
once
another
you
planet.
get enough of like normal.
Well,
human
okay, you're getting off track.
All right, so Chet and Colin.
But see, he created. This is his plan. Chet Hanks is the counterbalance to him, right? So he can be all.
It's like one of those things, with the balances.
He can curry favor with the elite and all of the coastal liberals, right? Everybody loves him.
Molded.
But then Chet, he can keep the Hanks brand prevalent among the riffraff, among the general
The
population,
unspoiled. The proletariat.
among the MAGA crowd.
Exactly.
The MAGA
Hanks.
coalition, whatever. I don't know, but yeah, people like
He knew.
But obviously, then you also have the subset of people that just hate him because. But see, this is the thing that they don't understand. They don't understand the game that's being played. I see the genius. That's why.
I'm not saying Tom Hanks is not a smart man.
I'm
saying he's an evil
it's
man.
A brand, the Hanks brand. Everything's a brand in this world.
Hanks.gov.
The sooner you figure that out, the sooner you'll make money.
Hanks TM.
Yeah, Hanks Corp. Hanks LLC. It's a limited liability
It's a
corporation.
factory, the Hanks factory. Billowing out smoke.
Exactly. They're producing Chet clones, and they're going to take over the fucking world. He's going to have an army of Chet Hanks, dude. Imagine that, dude. They'd be unstoppable. The Hanks army.
I mean, how could you stop them? It's
All right.
impossible.
So, anyway, like I think we've taken this scenario as far as
No,
we
absolutely
probably
not. No.
Tom Hanks is taking over the world. I think
That's why we need to fight against him. We here at Casturbation. We're against Tom Hanks.
We've uncovered the conspiracy. Now,
Oh, no, we
it's
haven't
out
delved
there.
deep enough. We just know there is a
Okay.
conspiracy. We don't know what the exact
I
conspiracy
think
is.
we've scratched enough of the surface here.
Oh, are you afraid of Tom Hanks?
Of course I am, dude. We've gone on for like fucking 8 minutes of the episode talking about Tom Hanks' conspiracy, and now
Oh, are you afraid?
I am afraid.
Look at you. You're afraid. You're afraid.
He's gonna come
of
for us.
Mr. Rogers.
Dude, he's probably has a.
You're afraid of Sully, the guy Sully Sullenberger, who landed a plane in the Hudson River.
The Hanks Corporation probably does business with the Utz Corporation, and we all know about the Utz Corporation.
What's
and
up
their
with Utz?
their ability to assassinate people with their trucks.
I mean, does anyone know who owns Utz? I wouldn't be surprised if there was a Hank signature on that check. Make more chips and kill more people. Hanks.
It's Michael Potato owns the company now, but I believe it's like Michael Rice or something like that.
I mean,
Anyway,
yeah, rice.
Rice, right? How can you have like the other carb in charge of the potato chip factory? That doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense. It's like you're a fish factory. It's like my name is Michael Steak.
Right? Exactly.
You
It
know.
makes no sense.
Why don't you make steaks? It's like I don't.
Why didn't you
I'm a
get into the
vegan.
cattle business, the butchery? He's just like, ugh.
Yeah, I don't eat baby animals
It's just like I'm
unless
vegan.
they're seafood.
Yeah,
Yeah, I love how vegan.
I'm pescatarian.
Oh yeah, exactly. Those people. It's like all I do is eat plants and fish. I'm like, well, what about the like? You telling me fish
about
don't
the
have
poor
feelings?
fish?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw
I saw the Little Mermaid
exactly.
under the sea.
Yeah.
Everything they're singing and dancing down there. You eat them. Is that what you're telling me? I mean, I eat them, but still, that's what you're telling me. It's like you're somehow separating that from like the cows and the pigs.
You're telling me
You're like, no, those are worth saving, but not these singing, dancing creatures.
And that's what I'm saying. Like fish are beautiful, like the way they move, like dolphins. You're telling me a cow should be saved over a dolphin or like a crab or a lobster? I don't agree.
I don't agree either.
Well, we personally here at
I think they're all
Casturbation-
equal in terms of
I was about to say in deliciousness.
edibility.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, we're not saying we are any of those things because we here are meat eaters and anything eaters. Send us anything at Casturbation. We have a Dropbox that you can send us food.
And I'm not your typical meat eater too. Like I eat meat because I'm
dick.
sadistic.
Oh,
Well, I mean, there's that.
sadistic.
But you got me. You can zing right straight to the heart.
You zinged me straight
Yeah,
in the heart.
you got me.
I mean, but hey,
You kneecapped me.
you're allowed to eat dick and also steak.
Okay, but what I'm saying is,
You
I
eat
eat
anything.
meat because I'm glad that something died for me.
Oh, me, yeah.
Versus
Yeah, hashtag me too.
people that are just like, well, no, it's like meat eaters do the usual thing where it's just like, well, no, I'm grateful for. It's like, no, fuck that.
Oh, no, it's delicious. I'm not grateful.
I'm glad something had to die.
Yeah, me too.
And people are like, no, that's so cruel. And it's just like,
Well, what else was it going to do? Was it
the
going to
world is
start?
cruel.
Was it going to start a law firm?
Some days when everything collapses, somebody's gonna kill me and eat me. So you know what? It's just
It's the circle.
it's a
of life.
circle of life.
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
what Casturbation stands for. The circle of life in some other language.
And somebody's gonna be glad that I'm dead. And
Yeah.
it's just how it works.
And when everyone comes here to our studio and kills us and shoots us dead, everyone will be like, "Thank God, we're
Yeah.
glad they're dead. Let's eat them."
Yeah, somebody will dox our location and they'll just show up with they'll send mercenaries, Hank's crew with the Utz crew.
They're gonna show up with like fishing rods and kill us like the most
fishing. rods,
inefficient.
motherfucker.
Yeah, well, because that's an inefficient way to kill us, but painful. They just keep like hooking us
Why would we fall for a fishing?
because we're stupid. Because they put some steak on the end of it. We know you like this. Start following the steak through the hallway. Oh my God, how did the steak get on the ground? Oh, that'd be me. And then Dave would be here by himself, like, well, Michael just got like captured by fishermen. They put me in the big net. They like tie my feet up and like pull me up onto the boat.
No, but honestly though, I find cows and pigs generally enjoyable creatures.
Yeah.
Like I don't have anything
Babe?
against them. They obviously smell pretty bad.
Pig in the city.
Like if you ever seen one up close,
I'm not saying you smell their asshole.
you don't have to even smell their asshole, dude. They smell like asshole.
Yeah, they're
They're
cows.
fucking exactly. They
They're
sit in a
pigs.
field and shit on themselves
See, yeah, like
and roll around in it if you're a pig, especially. So it's like they just are just like fucking. And it's weird that humans share like some like large percentage like of our DNA
With
It's, like,
pigs.
with pigs.
yeah, like we look like pigs.
Yeah, we
At
kinda
least if
do.
you look like us, we're white.
We got like skin. got pink skin.
Yeah, those human pigs.
Human pigs. It's like okay. Sure.
Oink, oink. Hey, if I learned
Maybe
anything,
you.
no, they once they're done with me and had their fill, and they keep you in the cage, and they're just like handing you Twinkies.
Well, exactly. They're gonna have to fatten me up.
Yeah, exactly. They're just gonna give you steak. They're gonna feed you me. You're like, yeah, we need. No, this is not gonna cut it.
It just doesn't make sense. It's just like yeah.
When the Hanks clan has us like strawn up.
Yeah, see, they will have their own sort of post-apocalyptic gang, almost like Lord Humongous from Road Warrior. It'll be Tom Hanks instead. He'll be just wearing the mask, and you'll just hear his voice like fucking like Woody, like coming out from behind the mask.
Yeah.
We
Hello
just
there,
want the
partner.
gas.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, hey, now, see, that's what I'm telling you. It all comes back to Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks, he knows what's happening. He knows the apocalypse is about to happen, and he's setting himself up to be the ruler of the earth. I think he's setting up the apocalypse. So once again, fuck Tom
Well,
Hanks.
of course he is. We just exposed it. You don't have to revisit this every 10 minutes.
Oh, no,
Tom
no.
Hanks, yes. Okay, we get it.
Oh, no, I'm coming for you, Tom. Thomas Hanks.
No, we already came for him. You also want to come on him, apparently, too, because you also confessed
Well, no, he'll probably come
You're-
on me because
you're-
he'll probably fuck me,
because you said you want to have sex with Tom Hanks.
Well, Tom Hanks in like 1990 or 1988's Big or 1995's Apollo 13 is Jim Level. Those are the only Tom Hanks I would have sex with. Potentially the Saving Private Ryan one, but I don't.
What do you mean? Ew.
I'm not saying I would have sex with him like on
Ew,
D-Day.
Michael.
I mean, I'm sure after D-Day everyone wanted to have sex. Like, look at you little pig-looking boy. I'm like, oh.
Dude, I wonder. That was probably the last thing on your mind. Like, that's how fucking spoiled we are now. It's just like we're just like all fucking. We could just like, we have anything at our fingertips to just
I
fucking.
got slightly horny. Let me open a Pornhub. It's like, no, then you're just
Back
getting
then,
shot.
like these people are getting blown up on a beach, and like there's intestines and limbs and God knows what.
My best friend turned into a pile of goo.
God, what do you call that? What do you call that? There's a term for it.
What, PTSD or the traumatic stuff? What are you talking about?
Like
A term for human sinew, like
matter.
remains, gore. I don't know.
It's like, yeah, well, gore is a good one. There is a particular word I'm looking for,
For
but
just like mangled human bodies.
yeah,
Like, I like to think it's just called the Tom. He was tommed up. His body, his legs, we found a mile away.
oh well, the fancy word won't come to David today, but
David's fancy word of the day.
is
Annihilation or like mangled. Is that the word you're like? There's so many words.
there's so many words.
There's so many words to describe what Tom Hanks will do to you.
But anyway, so you see all of that stuff. That's, you go through an experience like D-Day, and you manage to survive. And I guess kill you some Germans, kill you some Krauts. While you're going at it, like, man, like either you came out of that like fine because you're just a goddamn rock / sociopath / psychopath, or you came out of it just totally fucked in the head. And so the last thing on your mind was like, oh, I'm gonna get some pussy. It's like, dude,
Well, to be fair, there's probably some of those. Oh my god,
I'm gonna go
there was
crush
probably
some ass. It's
well,
like,
you
no,
know,
you're not thinking about.
There was
just
probably
rocking back and forth, just like thinking about limbs,
I don't think they were thinking about ass
thinking about
like
ass.
that particular day. Like it might have been D-Day like plus 32. Like as they added it. Once they finally kind of got into France and all the French girls are like, hello, America.
Well, I mean, I'm sure. Yeah, once the shit's calmed down a little
see,
bit.
on the day when literally the water is turned red via blood,
Yeah.
it's like,
That's what I'm saying.
hey, baby, you want to have sex on the beach? I know a good spot. It's where like not all my
There's
friends are
probably
dead.
not a lot of women around when you got to think about it. Like,
You don't think they kept all the women on the front on Normandy Beach?
yeah, the women
Like some
probably
lady just,
weren't
like-
near the fortifications. So
Yeah, just like waving a handkerchief, like, "Hey, America's soldiers, do not look at the MG 42."
well, everything was bombed as shit too. So it was like
Oh,
they were not like trying to like
They couldn't bomb that pussy out.
they're trying to basically survive in like half a building. Like their
This isn't funny,
bedroom.
but, you know.
Is like half their bedrooms missing,
as long as you got half a
exposed to the elements, just like raining inside, and they can't do anything because like a fucking artillery shell just blew off half their house. So
You know what? That brings up a question. Like, there had to have been somebody in World War II who kind of had the feeling, and a couple starts getting at it, and a fucking bomb like fell on top of them.
I mean, it's a hell of a way to go out. It's honestly
It's a hell of a way.
how else would you want to die?
I don't know if I
You
want to
die surrounded by loved ones and some boring ass thing where everyone's saying goodbye to you, or you just want to be like in the midst of like a grand
like, well, no, like
a
you'd be
grand
like,
session.
yeah, you're like fucking
One of the great all time sessions.
I mean, I guess if it was like the best sex ever, it's
Just
like,
going
all
to
right,
work.
like just die, like the fucking bomb falls through. And it'd be great if it like falls like right next to you. It has one of those like propeller things. And it's like, oh, and once it ends, you're dead. It's like, we're fucked, baby. Keep going. It's like, we're fucked. But like, no, I would not. I don't think that's a good way to go. Because I'm not saying I want to be surrounded by family members. I'm like, I think there's better ways to go than just fucking.
No, this is like that's like the birth, dude. There's
Because if you're just fucking, you're not even like coming or doing anything. You're just like fucking, and you know, like you could be like an ugly girl and like you're desperate, like oh, this is war torn, World War II Europe. This is the only fat Switzerland bitch I could find, and you get bombed.
well, like you can take the scenario where the bomb falls in while they're having sex and it doesn't go off, and then they both stop and like look at the bomb. And then they just slowly start again.
Because it's like,
It might.
I think because there definitely would be
And
that
it adds a
minute.
sense of danger to the whole scenario. And then this is where like this weird kink shit's born.
Exactly, because I'm
And
like,
that's where it came from.
A
That's where all
horny-
this dangerous fucking like gunplay and like knife play and all this stupid shit people are into.
people getting tied up. It's like terrible things have happened to make us horny. It's like just normal intercourse and heavy petting and blowjobs and oral. That's not enough for people.
I don't even know if this is true, but I saw a story earlier that a girl shot herself in the fucking vagina with a gun on a live stream by accident, not on purpose.
Oh, I was about to say.
She was playing. I guess she was doing something stupid with the gun, but
she
but
fucking
still,
flicking her
what do you
bean
mean
with a gun?
I was gonna say, what do you mean?
It's like Alec Baldwin.
She still shot herself in the fucking vagina with a gun. Like, what are you talking about?
Was it like inserted?
Like, he acted like, oh, she's off the hook. No, she still shot herself. Like, you're still stupid if you do that. You managed to do that.
You're really stupid if you manage to shoot yourself in the groin.
Shoot yourself in the dick, shoot yourself in the vagina, shoot yourself in the boob.
If you shoot yourself in anywhere accidentally,
yourself.
you're an idiot.
Yeah, anywhere by
Unless you're
accident.
trying to kill yourself.
You're being stupid. Now, don't get me wrong. Sometimes guns, will misfire, go off, discharge.
You should not use this gun as a
But
sex
there's
toy.
a reason why the rules of gun safety say always point the gun down and away. There's always reasons why the gun should never be pointed at anybody or yourself.
Don't point it at your pussy.
But exactly. Don't fucking point at your pussy. Don't point it at somebody else.
To be fair, though.
Don't point it at anything that you do not intend to destroy is the wording of the rules.
Okay, well, think about this. It's like sometimes you're trying to destroy that pussy. So say you get like
Hey,
an MG.
fair enough.
Sometimes you get an MG42.
Fair enough.
And like say you've like modified
I think you've
it.
made your point already. People already know where you're going.
So
with
like,
this.
yeah, you have like the dildo on the end of it. And it's just like, brrr. It's like, hey.
Dude, she was just trying to destroy that pussy.
Yeah, and
That's what
occasionally
she was
there's a
doing.
live bullet still in the chamber. You always gotta look out. Alec Baldwin.
She pulled an Alec Baldwin.
Yeah, exactly.
It's called the Alec Baldwin fetish. Is where you fucking just play around.
That's what he'll be known for.
Just play around with a gun that may or may not have a bullet in it. You just don't know.
I like how Alec Baldwin, he came out with the interview. It's like, so these people died and I was pulling the trigger. And then he comes out with this interview that's supposed to come out soon.
Yeah, Stephanopoulos. Yeah.
It's like, I didn't pull that trigger. I'm like, well, how the fuck did that gun? I'm like, what happened? I'm like, what kind of like spin story are you guys playing on this? Not only because 2 people got shot.
It's a way to avoid accountability, is what it is.
Well, no shit, it's Alec
It's
Baldwin.
just like, I didn't pull the trigger. It's just
Eric
like you're full of shit. Of course you pulled the trigger. And what are the odds? What are the fucking odds that not only did the gun have a live round in it, like some astronomical chance that this would happen, right? On top of that, the gun discharges without the trigger pull. Like how
you're not even pointing it at the person, according to him.
How do both of these so like astronomically unlikely things happen? They can't.
And now one person was shot.
Only
2
one
people.
of them can happen, possibly. You can't. It's too much. See, this is where Alec Baldwin's PR team's fucking up.
Eric.
It's too much to ask people to accept both of those coincidences. Like those are way too. Both of you.
How do
You
we
can
spin
have
this?
one. You can't, or you can have the other. If it like. It wasn't a live round, but it was a blank and somehow managed to injure somebody, because it went off and he didn't pull the trigger, I could believe that, right? I could be like, all right, that shit
there's that
does
whole
happen.
The Crow,
But the fact that
randomly
there's a live round in it and it also fucking goes off without touching the trigger.
No, you can't. No.
Maybe.
Alec Baldwin is probably going to be vice president to Tom Hanks's dystopian future that we're going to be in.
Well, think about this too. I don't know what gun he was using, but if it's anything that
It was
has
like supposed to be a Western movie.
So it might have a hairline trigger. So if it's a revolver, it might have a hairline trigger because when you pull the hammer back on those, it depends on what it is. But I know in particular with a certain model 38 special that has a hairline trigger on it. So it's like you don't have to do
do anything. Yeah, exactly.
The thing goes. There's a reason why it's called a hairline trigger. Is you barely do anything. And the thing will go off. So it's like he could think in his mind and sensory perception because it all happens so fast that he did not pull the trigger. But dude, if it's a hairline trigger, that thing fucking
So how is he going to explain that? See, I want to see the Stephanopoulos review. Because
I want to see the manlet.
Yeah, I'm
go
like,
after
the other manlet. No.
the King Baldwin.
So it's like
He's the king of the Baldwin family. The Baldwin clan. No, they're going to be it's a rival clan.
to the Hanks.
Yeah, they will rival them, dude.
They're going to eventually, when they're all dead, via
Stephen,
accidental gun shooting.
Danny and Billy.
I mean,
those
half
are the
Baldwin's
others.
got to be dead at this point. See, Hanks, he learned. He learned from the Baldwins. He's like, this is what you don't do. He's like, you don't be an asshole. Like, all Alec Baldwin plays in movies are assholes. He's like, I'm just going to be Mr. Rogers in all my movies.
Isn't Billy like I can't remember. It's either Billy or Daniel are like sort of the
Adam Baldwin, who's not even related, right?
No, he's not. No,
but I always like to think he is because he's the best Baldwin.
He's not one of them. He's not part of their. He just shares a name. But I think it's Billy. I don't know. There's one of them. He may have just gotten fat.
I think
but one of them was actually, I think, not that bad. Well, there's Steven obviously had his own career.
Oh yeah,
that was. I think he's probably
playing a drug addict in every movie.
He's probably the most well known after Alec in my mind. But then you have Daniel, and then you have Steve. Wait, no, that I just said Steve. You have Daniel, and you have
we have the Baldwins. We have Baldwin.
Billy,
yeah.
William.
Yeah, William.
But I can't remember which one. I think William. Who's the one in Backdraft? I think that's Billy.
I think that is Billy.
And so Billy's the one that actually had like the decent career. Daniel's the one that's just kind of like in random shit. Like he's almost like a joke.
How many Baldwins are there?
I think those are the 4 that I know.
There's got to be at least 20.
Those are the 4 that I know of. There might be more.
Those are the ones the governments have tracked. The rest of the Baldwins are off the radar. They're trying to find them.
Off the grid. Well, that's the thing, is that's where each clan is doing their own thing.
Hanks knows what he's doing.
They're hatching their own plans. And that's what Hanks is doing. That's why it's interesting that you go after Hanks, because he's like the most non-obvious one. It's just like, obviously
I'm telling you.
Obviously the Baldwin's got some shit going on. Some sketchy shit.
It's like going after,
Well, what's another clan? How many other clans are there?
We have
Uncover the next one.
Oh my God, the Buseys. We have Gary Busey.
I don't know, man.
There's like 2 of them.
I feel like that line's dying out.
Yeah, that was a little bit more obvious. These are the test Buseys. They just like fed the, it was like MK Ultra.
The Busey experiment.
Yeah.
That's a band name right there. That's my new band.
And Gary Busey, unfortunately, is the drummer because he's like,
Isn't he dead?
Gary Busey's not dead.
Didn't he? I'm pretty sure.
Is
Didn't
Gary
he die?
Busey dead? I think one of the other Buseys.
Hey Siri, is Gary Busey dead?
Gary Busey was born the 29th of June, 1944, and is 77 years old.
He's 77 years old.
He's not dead. Gary Busey lives. It's a fucking alien, dude. He lives. Gary Busey remains.
Why is this?
What do you think? Gary Busey was dead. Who are you thinking of?
He's 77. Dude.
So what? Dude,
and
my
crazy.
grandpa's like 85.
I thought he was dead.
I wish Gary Busey was my grandpa.
Well, I'm happy to report here on Casturbation that Gary Busey is not dead.
Spread the good news. Gary lives.
Have you heard the good news? Gary Busey's not dead.
No. Okay, so maybe the Busey clan. What's another clan? Well, yeah, the Smith clan.
Hold on. Just a quick aside. Okay. Gary Busey, place of birth, Baytown. I don't know.
Baytown? It's like B-A-E?
He was educated at Pittsburgh State University and Robert E. Lee High School.
Oh, racist.
His record label, Epic Records.
It's a record label?
I guess he does music, and he released
so he
music
signed
on
to Epic.
Epic
Isn't his label, right?
I don't think he owns Epic Records.
Because that'd be impressive.
Member of political party, Republican Party. Why is that the next thing after his record label? That's so weird. Hey Siri, why is Gary Busey involved with Epic Records?
That's a loaded question.
Okay, I found this on the web for why is Gary Busey involved with Epic Records. Check it out.
So tell us, what are your findings on the Busey? It's not going to be anything good. Another clan, while you're looking at that I'm thinking of is the Smith clan. Will Smith, Jada, the Sons.
Oh, shit, you're right.
Yeah, the Smiths.
Didn't we talk about Will Smith last time?
I don't know. We can't talk about Will Smith enough because him and Tom Hanks are trying to take over the world. They're going to make a movie soon. It's going to be like a remake of some movie that everyone loves. It's going to star Tom Hanks and Will Smith. And when it comes out, the bombs will drop.
Man, I don't know if Gary Busey's released any music, but anyway, if he has, it should be called the Busey Experiment. And you're right, he is the drummer, and I am the vocalist. And he's also a vocalist.
I was about to say, I think Gary Busey is going to be the vocalist and the drummer. It's going to
That
be
is, what is that voice? That doesn't sound like
That's
Gary
Gary Busey.
That's not Gary Busey.
That's crazy, Gary Busey.
This doesn't sound like Gary Busey at all.
Buseyisms. Yeah, I know. I'm not saying I can do impressions, but I like to think.
Fucking alien. That's Gary Busey.
I like to think that the Gary Busey experiment, or whatever
It's called the Busey experiment. To get it right.
Okay, just the Busey experiment. I think it would be like the first Foo Fighters CD where Dave Grohl just like did all the instruments and all the vocals just by himself in a garage.
Well, yeah, of course it would be, but I'm saying for the live performance.
Oh, I like to think it would still be Gary just walking from instrument to instrument, trying to play something.
But anyway, the Will Smith clan. What are their plans?
See, that's another person I don't trust, and I want to trust Will. I want
What
to.
is even going on with them? Like, it seems like he's sort of.
His wife is just fucking everybody.
Well, he's also like talking about some weird shit. Like he wanted to like push his dad down the stairs. Or something. I don't know, dude. Like,
I didn't hear that.
yeah, well, it's true. He's been keeping like.
It doesn't surprise
who
me.
keeps talking to these people? Like, why are you asking these questions like of Will Smith? And like they keep like Jada keeps saying all this weird stuff too. It's like she's not like sexually attracted to Will anymore. Or, like, and all this
He's
stuff,
Will
like,
Smith.
Yeah, it's like
I would
you don't
fucking
even know what you have.
I would let Tom Hanks and Will Smith gangbang.
You let him run a train.
Yeah, exactly.
The
Crazy
Hank Smith, the Will Hanks train.
Will Tom, Hank Smith.
Hank
Yeah, we're
Smith.
going. Hey, here comes
Hank Smith.
Hank Smith. Let's go. Yeah. Be like Wild Wild West 2 starring Tom Hanks and Will Smith. Hank Smith. You know what? I miss movie posters where they would just put the last name like of an actor. You know, be like Hanks Smith. Poof, poof. You don't even know what this movie is about. Just watch it.
Have they been in a movie together?
I don't think they have. And that's when they're in a movie together. That's when the world shall end.
Well, that's when they hatched.
They're
their
building
plan.
for it. Because
What
Will
would they
Smith is
do?
doing all these like Disney
They
movies.
can't do it. You know what I mean? It's like there's a reason why they've never done it. It's like that's too much star power on the screen. The screen would literally explode with star power.
Which is like catch on
Would
fire.
catch-
It's like the end of Inglorious
It
Bastards.
would be like the Raiders of the Lost Ark. Everyone's face is
melting.
just burning and exploding in the
So
theater.
speaking of that, of like if you had to be one
And
of
that's
the,
how you trigger the end of the world. Is you
Exactly.
take out the population. You start in the theaters by blowing everyone's faces
maybe
off.
they truly are looking for the Lost Ark. But if
The
you had
Ark
to
of
be
the
any,
Covenant.
if you had to be any of the three people that die at the end of that movie, because you have the face melting, you have the guy whose head just simply explodes, the other guy's head like compresses.
I did head explode.
Damn it! I was gonna be head explode. Well, I guess I'll be face melting
it.
guy.
Oh,
I was like, I wanted to be head explode dude because head explode dude, it's great because there's like a bunch of fire. Because apparently they were gonna rate the movie R, which I don't know why they like the head exploding, not the guy's face melting.
Well, didn't they not have PG-13 back then?
No, they didn't.
So
And
that's why it's like either
one of the
give me
reasons they
PG or R.
apparently the second Indiana Jones movie was one of the reasons they made PG-13 when guys take a guy's heart out through his chest. Call him all.
Just like,
Call
you
him
know,
all. But so apparently the guy's head exploding, that was like the line they crossed. So they CGI'd or basically just put the screen of like fire going in front of his face, like a pillar of fire. They're like, so you can't completely see his head explode, but you can still see his head explode. But I'm like, no, that one's not as disturbing as the Nazi guy whose eyeballs and lips are melting and his whole skin is like falling apart. Like, no, that's fine. Herr Jones. God, why are they making Indiana Jones 5? I hope at the end of Indiana Jones 5, Harrison Ford. You know what? Here's the
it
thing.
just take place in a nursing home. God.
And hopefully
please.
everyone in the nursing home just like getting melted by like nuclear warfare.
Nuclear.
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 Nuclear. The new
Yeah.
movie starring Harrison Ford and Tom Hanks and Will Smith.
But
We hear
ser-
Casturbation will be like, that's it.
But yeah, so Indiana Jones 5, like why?
Why, indeed.
Stop it.
Like, they've been making it for years, and apparently they had to delay it by almost a year because Harrison Ford broke his fucking arm. I'm like, don't kill Harrison. Maybe Harrison is actually Indiana Jones, and he's trying to save us. Like, because I think Steven Spielberg, he's probably pulling the strings. Tom Hanks is like there.
No, it's Mel Gibson that's trying to save us. Maybe Harrison Ford is behind the scenes trying.
Maybe Harrison and Mel Gibson will team.
That's why they
together.
tried to destroy Mel. Is because they know he's.
They couldn't. They couldn't though.
They know he's the key to saving everyone.
It was like a Sicario thing. Like they invade his house, but Mel was prepared. For the invasion of all the Hollywood elite coming to get him. He's like, I was prepared for this.
They thought it would be enough.
He's like headshotting people. Or it's like, it's like the first scene or the first action scene in John Wick. They invade his house. Mel Gibson's like sipping on something, reading the Bible. Here's them coming in. And then that happens, and they're like, what can we do for you to not kill the rest of us? Let me make Hacksaw Ridge. And a sequel to The Passion of the Christ. You got a deal. Just don't tell anybody anything.
So, it's really going to be Tom Hanks, Will Smith, Coalition. Like, it doesn't seem like the Baldwin brand's going to survive much longer. Obviously,
it's already on life support. People
the
are dying left and right.
brothers are doing nothing to help. Alex been the only one keeping it afloat here. I mean, he had a good run with 30 Rock, and obviously
playing Donald Trump on SNL.
Within that,
What was the last good movie he was actually in? Or what was the last good thing?
Boss Baby? Are you kidding me?
That's true.
Get
I
out
can
of
never
here,
forget
bro.
about Boss Baby. God damn it, you got me. You got me just like the Baldwins are gonna kill
Yeah, I
us.
got you just like he got that woman with the gun.
On the movie Rust. Are they even gonna release that movie? Because at this
No,
point,
it's going to sit on the shelf and get
it's
old.
gonna be in the same vault of the Ark of the Covenant where they put all that shit. Here's the footage of Alec Baldwin murdering people.
It really is a shame that he couldn't have shot somebody
Cool.
that was like worth shooting.
Yeah. Like
Like it would have been great if it was his wife.
or like the Pope.
I'm kidding. Of course,
You're not kidding. I'm not kidding either. We're
the
not kidding.
Pope.
I mean,
Jesus, all right.
what?
I mean, that seems
You
a
think
little out
Alec
of left
Baldwin-
field.
you think
Why would
Alec-
the Pope be on the set? I mean, at least his wife.
I don't
kinda
know
makes
because there's
sense.
some weird shit we don't understand that is happening going on. You think the Pope doesn't just oversee every Hollywood movie that goes on?
No, my point. You know who his wife is, right? It's the
Yeah.
lady that was like pretending to be Hispanic. Like she's like,
Oh, yeah.
she grew up in Spain,
Yeah.
and she was like doing that whole
Like
thing.
white as fuck.
Like on the cooking show, she was like, "Como se dice cucumber?"
God. Yeah, no accent, no nothing, affectation. Like, excuse me, man, where are you from? And be like, no habla inglés.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's how bad it was.
It was
like-
pretty bad.
It was pretty bad. And so
Yeah, so
and
Alex is
that's,
like,
that's
I got you.
worthy of death.
Yeah,
is
I
what
got
I'm
this.
saying.
I got you this role in this movie, so I can kill you and blame it on a prop gun malfunction. I mean, that's what they would do, right? Maybe, yeah. Like you get to Hollywood,
That's
and
what
they're
Robert Frost should have done.
like, yeah, maybe.
Or is that his name?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know what
Who
you're
is
talking about.
Beretta?
Robert Frost.
Is that his name? I don't know. It's fucking not his
I think
name.
Frost was his name. I don't know if it was Robert Frost.
That's like the famous author.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, I don't know, but I just agree. I have no mind of my own. David fills it with thoughts of anger and hate and killing. He's the one who told me that Tom Hanks is after us. So in case you're listening, Tom Hanks. No. Robert Frost. Beretta.
It's definitely not Robert Frost.
It's definitely not Robert Frost.
Robert Frost. I don't know if Robert Frost killed his wife. All right. I'm sorry. God, I can't remember his fucking name.
O.J. Simpson.
Wife. Frost killed her.
Yeah. Here, you know.
Eleanor Frost. Robert Frost's wife.
Apparently, how did she die?
Did she die?
Natural colors. Go on. Natural causes.
The murder of Elise
Wait.
Frost.
But that's not Eleanor. That's Elise.
Elise Frost, a 14-year-old girl killed
Oh,
on an
ew.
underpass. Okay, that's a different story. What?
What about Jack? Frost.
Yeah, why am I getting this so wrong? Kills his way. Robert Blake.
That's right.
Not
Duh.
Frost.
Robert Frost.
I was Robert Blake.
He was ice cold, though.
I had the Robert
Blake
right.
was.
See, now that's the whole thing is I was questioning. I was like, no, it's Robert. All right. So Robert Blake.
Yeah, that's the one that the fucking Capote wrote the thing about, right? In Cold Blood.
What? No.
Right?
All right. In Cold Blood. I'm pretty sure it's not about
By
Robert
like Truman
Blake.
Capote.
So it's Truman Capote about the murder of four
Just
members
kidding.
of the Herbert.
I have no idea. Oh, speaking of a clan, the Clutter clan. They're coming for you.
Herbert Clutter.
Their house was full of shit.
S-
In Cold Blood.
okay.
Capote.
All right.
Good old Capote.
Good old Philip Seymour Hoffman. Doing
Yeah. Also dead. You know what? Because he.
all the cool people are dead.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. See, Tom Hanks is still alive. He's not cool.
Yeah. What does that tell you?
Yeah.
What does that tell you?
Yeah. You know what it tells me?
It's not cool.
Yeah. And well, and neither are we. That's why we're still alive.
Yeah. I mean,
If
that's
you're
why
listening
we're
to
here.
this, you're not cool. If you were cool, you'd be dead.
And don't you want to be cool, kids?
Yeah, kill yourself, man.
So that's what the message of our show is to America's youth.
Everyone will remember
Just
you if you
give
kill
up.
yourself.
Just give up.
I'm not saying take people out with you, but if you, yeah, you know,
I am.
it's like, you know, we're just saying if you want to really be remembered, you gotta have a few bodies along the way.
I mean, why not? You know.
Everyone's gonna remember Tom Hanks. You know how many people he's killed in movies? You know, he actually doesn't kill a lot of people in movies other than, what, Saving Private Ryan? How many other movies is he shooting people? He almost shoots the moon in Apollo 13.
We don't. Why are we back to Tom Hanks?
'Cause
Like you
he's
keep
listening.
wheeling us back to the goddamn Tom.
Because I'm afraid.
We need to find the other clans. I thought that's what we were
Oh,
exposing
because we got
now.
the Smith. The Busey clan is like on the
The stock is
downswing.
falling. The Baldwin stock is
What's in
plummeting.
their family? Like full
The
of
Busey
famous
experiment.
actors. What is another famous family? There's got to be one. There's got to be like
The first album by Busey Experiment is called Hawk Suicide.
Well, there's Ron Howard and then his daughter. There's like the Howards. There's Clint. Is the Howard clan?
There's like
Clint
there's
Howard.
two of them.
Well, there's Ron Howard and Clint Howard, and then Bryce Dallas
Oh,
Howard.
sure. Okay. You're
So there
right.
you go. That's about as many Buseys as
But it's
Howards.
like Ron Howard's brother almost doesn't count because he's so weird.
Almost doesn't count, but he does.
He's like a mutant.
I think Ron Howard
He's like
counts.
the Tyrion of the family.
But no, Tyrion was like awesome.
But maybe he is, and we just don't know.
That's right,
That's what I'm
Ron.
saying. But he looks he's weird.
So Ron is like the Cersei
He looks weird.
of the family. Just ruling. He's like, I'm gonna make all my movies like cool and nice about
Yeah,
things.
Ron's always just like standing in front of a window with like a goblet of wine, just glaring.
Angrily. Pregnant. Killing his enemies. Whatever he is.
Bryce Dallas comes in, just like, we must keep my secret.
Oh no.
No one should ever know.
It's like I'm your wife, not
And
your
I'm
child.
I am your mother.
Wait, yeah.
That makes more sense. I'm just going there. But anyway,
Oh, we don't want Ron coming after us.
but now Ron Howard's attached to Hank. Why you gotta go adjacent? Hanks adjacent.
These
I
are-
tell you to get off Hanks, and then you just go Hanks adjacent.
Hanks adjacent. Good band as well. No,
That's
I mean,
this
like,
follow-up
this is-
album
yeah,
to
this-
Hawk Suicide.
Hanks adjacent.
Hanks adjacent.
Not nearly as good. It's like the Chinese democracy of the band. Hawk Suicide was so much better.
Go back to the roots. Hawk Suicide.
Whatever that is.
What? But so okay, I'm challenging you again. Think of it. Think of another clan. Think bigger.
The bigger. I'm trying to think bigger. Ron Howard's pretty big.
No, he's not. Like if you ask somebody, if you ask a Gen Zer who Ron Howard is, they don't fucking know.
They'd be like, is that the person who narrates like
Who's-
Arrested
Co-
Development?
What about the Jenner clan? Like,
They aren't in movies though. See, I'm not
what do you
thinking
mean they're?
clans.
That doesn't matter.
Oh, see, the thing is, I didn't know. I thought it was just movie clans. See, that's
No.
that's what
The
the little walls.
Rothschilds.
Oh yeah, exactly. I'm like, we're going clans. Yeah, we just just go to like all the oil tycoons. It's like here's you know, the Bushes, the Kennedys. I'm like, we can go into all the clans.
That's
real
what
clans.
I'm saying. Like these, all
The
they
Kennedy
matter.
clan.
Obviously
happened to them.
You were fixated on the Hollywood clans.
That's what I'm saying, because they're the ones who actually control everything nowadays. You think the government does anything?
The Pelosi clan. You think they have any power?
They don't have a clan. How
What do you
many
mean?
Pelosi's are there?
They have kids. I mean, they all have fucking kids that they all have working for Ukrainian oil companies. That's why everyone gives Joe Biden shit. It's just like, don't they all do it? It's like, it's literally all of them.
Because all of his kids die or just do drugs and kill people.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, but the Trump clan,
Well, yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
They're all these fucking clans.
they're all
bro.
clans. That's
And
how you call
when
your
it descends into anarchy, into anarcho-capitalism, then that's what all it's going to be. It's just all these different fucking clans vying for your attention and your dollar. And so that's why I'm saying Tom Hanks is diversifying his brand with Chet.
Diversify your bonds.
And so that's why you got like in the Trump clan, like that's why you got like Mary Trump, like the defector, like the niece that's like doesn't like him and like released the book. So it's like they're diversifying the Trump brand.
Gotta release a book and you're out of the clan.
Right?
diversify the
they're
clan.
not. That's the thing. It's all
of
kayfabe.
course.
It's all ostensible.
Yeah.
You know,
Exactly,
it's like
exactly.
it's all just it's all surface level. And
Surface level clan.
no, it's a deep clan. It's
Deep
just
clan,
surface level drama.
Yeah, exactly.
And so that's how it all works, man. And that's why the Biden clan is
That's
not
how it all
diverse.
works, man.
It's not. It's the Biden clan's not diversifying their brand.
I don't think Biden has a clan. I think everyone's dead. He just like
No, are
only
you
one
kidding me?
left.
Didn't you see like around the election they had like his whole family like in
was it
interviewing
really
them?
his family though?
I don't know. They're probably drones
They were
or
probably, like-
alien reptilians in human skin suits. I don't know.
I like how they're alien reptilians. It's like,
Of course
they're
they're
not,
alien
They're not only reptilian
reptilian.
people. They're not just aliens.
Where did they come from? Look at these reptilians just evolve
It's a
on
planet
Earth.
clearly
no.
that is swamp-like, and they're reptilian.
Duh.
You know, duh. Stupid.
It's obvious. I mean,
Duh.
why? How else would they get here? They live in the pyramids
I
or
don't
some
know how-
stupid shit. No,
Well, we didn't even discuss how they got here. They just said that's what they are.
that's what they are. They're alien.
I assume they just came over on like a giant like swamp ship.
Well, they're shape-shifting interdimensional beings. So they live in
It's true.
in a 6D space, which God knows what that's like. But that it's
They're
not,
looking at you right now.
That's not for us to know
We
because
can't even
we live
know.
in 3D space.
We
know what
try
I mean?
to.
So they live in double the space that we do.
6D.
6D.
Double D.
6D.
Double dimension.
Imagine 6Ds versus 3D. See, and that's why we live in 3D. Is like think of a woman. Like that's
With
how you
giant
max
tits.
out 3D.
But, like, yeah.
But then in 6D space, you can
It's like there's just
Pornhub is
tits.
a lot more wild.
Yeah. I was like, here, if you type that in, you'll find it.
Anyway,
6D.
so yeah, that's what I'm saying is they probably should diversify the brand up a little bit. Maybe get to the
Stop
alien.
trying to be like less evil,
Alien,
reptilian like.
yeah, stop. Yeah, maybe get out of the alien reptilian business.
like maybe make sure your tongues don't go slithering out
in the
occasionally.
middle of an interview, just like shit. There's a fly, just like it just grabs it.
Make sure you put your contacts in so your eyes are just like dark, soulless.
In the middle of a sentence, just licking. Anyway,
just like eat like a pig. Like they're just like lowering down, like an alligator.
okay, relax.
You need to relax
What
because
is
they're coming
with-
after you.
What's the next clan though? Like what's a good clan? What's a good clan that's diversifying?
So we have political clans, we have entertainment clans. What about music clans? There's got to be a few of those.
I mean,
we're not
I guess
talking
like,
about.
that's tough because that's it's music fans are fickle.
Oh, really? Yeah, they're the only ones that can see through the reptilian
Well,
bullshit.
it's because music is so merit based. I mean, some of it isn't, but
Sometimes.
it's like it's hard to fake a lot of it. Like because even on some level, even if the music's kind of vapid,
It's got to
it's
at least
still-
have chord progression.
there's still there is usually some talent involved. Like
sort of.
it's even if it is vapid, like whatever.
Yeah, that's true. Because I'm like, there has to be like a father. I mean, like the Osbournes. I mean,
The Jackson clan.
oh, and we saw what happened to that.
I mean, they took out Michael because they knew
They took out Michael.
They knew he was basically Jesus.
He basically was starting to revert to his true form at the end of his life. They put his black man's skin on him.
Well, see, he was going to blow the lid off of Pizzagate, but, you know, they stopped him before he could and then accused him of what they were doing.
Exactly.
They were like, oh, Michael Jackson rapes kids. And he was like, no, that's what they're all doing. And so, like, but, you know, at that point, that's what they do. It's like, that is hard once you're accused to, like, point the finger back because then it seems like you're deflecting.
Oh, yeah.
So, but that's what happened, you know. But unfortunately, they took Michael out. They also took out Avicii.
Okay. I was talking about people that died. Yeah.
Music.
The Avicii
You were talking
clan.
about music people.
Well, he didn't have a clan.
How do you know?
That's true. They might have stopped that.
They went
clan
underground.
Before it got, that clan before it got started.
No, the remaining Avicii clan went underground after they saw what happened to their leader.
What about Oh man, yeah, so many people. God, I forgot about Avicii. Shit, we're joining that clan right now. We'll be back, and we're back. So we're totally fans of.
They took out Amy Winehouse too.
No, she just died of an overdose. She was not part of a clan.
Took out Mac Miller.
They took out
They took
took
out
out Kurt Cobain.
Took out Alexi Leo. More obscure artists still. They took them all out.
They took
These
out
people-
Dimebag Darrell. They took out the Abbott brothers.
No, that's true. They've taken them all out. Any artist that dies is actually a conspiracy. Is actually a hit.
Yeah.
It's never. They always say overdoses. Oh, that's
You
their
think you would
lifestyle.
overdose when
Oh,
you're
it's the
rich?
lifestyle. No, it's not the lifestyle.
Yeah.
Is they uncover. This is the thing. Is musicians can't be bought.
They uncover the truth.
Musicians can't be bought like other entertainers
Like Tom
and
Hanks.
like movie stars and politicians because those guys are fakes. Those guys are
Phonies.
phonies, and they always pretend and
Like
lie.
Ponyboy always
Their
used to say.
entire existence is fake and pretend. Versus musicians whose entire existence is fucking real and raw and all about expressing the reality of your soul to the world and bearing raw creative energy.
'Cause it's
And
true.
so
Well,
when
think
they
about it.
get exposed to the opulent lifestyle of the elites in the clandestine meetings
You
where
can hear the sniper rifle cocking its bullet anytime. But
and when they get close to that and they find out about it, they can't buy them.
They flew
They
too
can't.
close to the
They
sun.
can't buy Jimi Hendrix silence.
They killed Jimmy. Oh, they definitely killed Jimmy. I'm like, Jimmy, like the greatest guitarist of all time almost. You know, depending on
Almost.
who you ask. I'm like, I think he was pretty good. And then they're like, wait, but God damn it, he's a black dude. We can't have this shit. It's the 60s. He choked on his own vomit.
And so that's why all these guys that get huge. That's why Cobain, he got close to it. He saw all this fucked up shit.
Well, I
They
think
took
Courtney
him
Love
out.
just killed him.
Well, she was. Well, that's the thing is they bought her. She's a fucking phony.
The Love Clan.
That's why there's some musicians that they do buy, and that's why those guys. That's why they bought
she was bought.
the Rolling Stones. They obviously.
That's why they lived so long, and now they're finally dying.
because they fucking bathe in the blood of
And Charlie
infant
Watts,
children.
he just died a few months ago, the first Rolling Stone to finally die, and he probably was like, no, guys, I can't keep up the illusion. I need to tell my family what's out there. Mick Jagger.
I think there was just some supply chain
No.
issues with the infant blood,
Yes,
and so he
there's
missed
also
his
that.
treatment. And and
It's
that's
true,
what
they've-
happens when you're at that age.
It's true. The Rolling Stones have been clinically dead since 1984.
But the infant blood keeps them animated.
We got plenty of dead kids. Go to Africa, and that's where they go.
Jesus,
Oh,
Jesus, Michael,
Jesus.
I'm
Oh,
off-
Jesus.
I'm so offended right now. I can't
Good.
believe you said that.
I hope so.
You know,
Take me
but-
to your clan. The offensive clan.
yeah, but so I
So I guess
do
when it comes to
think
music, there's not many clans, it seems.
okay, who else has been bought? Obviously, other artists, Metallica. Like, see,
They were bought.
Cliff,
They were bought.
Cliff Burton, that was a hit. That was the bus driver did it on purpose.
That's right.
He found out.
It's a little.
He found out about it. He
It's
was
a
going to
little
blow the
dicey.
lid off of it, and then the bus driver he was paid off. And then the rest of
It's easy to
Metallica,
pay a bus driver off.
they just they all took the money. Rage Against the Machine, they're still kicking.
Oh yeah.
And of course, Rage Against the Machine has to be bought by the machine. It makes total sense.
Oh duh.
That's what happened.
Those fucking bastards. Like they wouldn't even. They like remastered the Grand Theft Auto games recently, and they didn't put any of the Rage Against the Machine songs in the games because they asked for too much money for the licensing rights for several bands, and Rage Against the Machine was one of them. And I'm like, because you care about the art.
It's
People
about the
fighting
art.
about
It's
yourself.
about the music.
No, give us the money.
It's just like, oh,
Fuck you. I won't do.
they just
tell
build.
me.
They've
Like,
just.
uh-huh.
But see, that's what happens. Is like you build. When you have the approval of the reptilian alien lizards, they grant you the ability to sort of build these fucking kind of like empires, these brands, your clan, the brand of your clan, and
Clan brand.
and that's what bands are.
TM LLC.
See, bands. That's what makes bands different than
Hollywood-
other clans,
the
is because those are all
entertainment,
based on like those are hereditary clans versus bands which are spiritual clans where it's like there's a bond and like a connection and a belief that binds that clan versus just blood. It's just like, oh, and that's what makes it so much more interesting and better, and also so much more real, and that's why it's so much harder to buy those guys, and that's why so many of them get wiped out.
And they're doing it right in front of us, folks. That's the facts. Casturbation.facts. That's our new website.
No, it's not. Please don't
.gov.
go there. It's
Yeah,
probably
don't go
some
there.
other site.
Oh, yeah,
They'll probably.
Yeah, don't type that in. HTTP /
Slash tour.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? If you
Find
want
our
to,
our tour site, yeah,
feel free.
where we
You won't find anything good.
you will find on the dark web. You can find our dark web version of Craigslist ad for.
God, no. We don't want the dark. We don't want the dark Craigslist because we've seen that.
Will you relax? Okay, so you can go find our ad for
Well, you relax. You're the one that's diving in there.
a hitman.
I don't want
We
Tom
will-
Hanks to come through the door and shoot me.
We will do a hit for you if you pay us in crypto, obviously.
Duh.
And people, that's what those people always think is funny. But see, it's just easier with crypto. I mean, you can pay me in money.
It's
too.
easier with crypto.
This is like a hitman in the
Exactly.
commercial. Yeah.
I'm like, hey guys, he's like loading his gun. He's
He's
like
like
pulling out the
polishing.
things.
Yeah, he's cleaning it out. It's just like
he's like the guy like
When I need
nonchalantly in
payment
the background.
fast.
He's like trying to go into the sauna. He's like, so it's a Tuesday. You're trying to kill somebody. Let me tell you, sometimes I don't ever get payment for what I'm doing. It's easier with crypto. And then some lady comes out like, let me tell you.
okay, all right. Your pitch sucks. Let me tell you how the commercial's
Oh, your
gonna
pitch
go.
sucks. I'm gonna
This
kill
is how
you.
the commercial's gonna go. All right, let me tell you. I'm fucking Don Draper over here. Let me fucking tell you how
he
the
died.
commercial's gonna go.
He died.
Shut the fuck up. All right, this is how the
Maybe.
commercial's gonna go. So it's just it just opens on the Marine
It's a
veteran polishing his fucking gun.
Like it's
And-
all torn. It's all in pieces.
Well, he's putting it back together. He's cleaning it. Just like as he's finishing up, he just says,
Walking around the warehouse. Like, well.
"When I need payment quick and no hassle, it's easier with crypto."
He's like screwing on a silencer as he's saying that. He's like, in my experience,
And that's it. And then it just fades to black. And that's the commercial.
Oh no, he points it at somebody, then it fades to black.
You don't even need that part.
Yes, you do.
No, you don't.
Yes,
but
you do.
I
People are
think it's
stupid.
just-
They need to know it's a hitman service.
You're not supposed to make it obvious. It's supposed to
What if
be
he points
subtle.
it at a cow, and then like right before the thing ends?
How about we just have the man say the lines? Why are you arguing? I'm Don Draper.
I'll argue all
I don't
at
think
once.
about you at all.
I'm gonna hire this easier with crypto guy to come get you.
You fucking do it. I'd love to see you try.
The next episode
Find
of
our
Casturbation,
website.
it's just like me and the guy who killed David. I mean, easier with crypto, David.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? I don't know. All I know is it's easier with crypto.
Well, all right. So that's my pitch for the for crypto. So when crypto starts making commercials, hire me. Actually, not Michael. Obviously, his pitch sucks. Hire me to be the creative lead on it, and I can direct.
Oh, hold on.
Because I think
Hold
mine
on.
is obviously works so much better. It's just
We're
subtle.
a package deal. We here at Casturbation
No, we're
are a
not.
clan. No,
Not
we're
at
a
all.
clan. You have to
No, we're
take
not.
both of us. We're like the
No, we're
Busey
not.
clan.
No, we're not. If somebody comes to me
how
and
dare
says
you.
I will pay you money to be on my podcast if you don't, Michael, I will take it in a heartbeat. I will take that money so
You know,
fast.
like literally, it's like
I won't even think about it. I will just be
It's
like,
like when
money,
Tony-
yes.
It's like when Tony Soprano gets killed, allegedly.
In fact, you could come to me and be like, hey, if you pay me to be on my podcast and make me pay you, I will pay you to get away from Michael.
And
He
then I
doesn't
call-
find it funny.
call the other guy.
He looks hurt.
I'm not hurt, no, because like that made no sense.
Sorry.
Like if you pay me to pay you to pay me to pay you to like have the crypto murderer.
No, we're past the crypto murder.
Oh no, we're not.
Um,
Oh, he's coming. You know what? That'd be cool. The cryptocurrency murderer.
I'm sure they exist.
They have to, but there's only so much crypto to go around. How much can you pay a murderer?
Pay me in Doge. Yeah, I take Doge, Ethereum, and Bitcoin.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, because there's only so much Bitcoin out in the world.
There's only so much Bitcoin.
You
But
can only pay so many murderers. Eventually, all the murderers will end up with all the Bitcoin.
I mean, maybe you poor ass son of a bitch. I got money.
But seriously,
rich.
no, I can't. I can't afford any.
I can pay to murder everyone's family.
Oh, even the bold ones,
Yeah, all the clans we talked
the
about.
Smiths.
No, we're not going to murder anybody. We're joking about all of that in case anybody wants
Oh,
to
you
take it,
bitch! No,
take
we're
it out
not.
of context.
No. We're
And
killing
then post
everybody.
it online.
No.
And then be like, "Hey, Secret Service."
Oh, you're the
because
one. Oh,
Tom
secret.
Hanks
You
has a
think
Secret
Tom Hanks?
Yeah, I do think Tom Hanks has a Secret Service.
I mean, yeah.
Of course, they're on his
Maybe.
side.
It didn't seem like they were guarding any of the presidents recently. What do? They just go, do nothing. They didn't do a
They're
good job
secret.
with it. Yeah, they guess they are secret. I mean, they are the Secret Service.
So it's like, what are they doing? It's
Yeah,
like, well,
like,
you
you
don't
know,
know.
to be
It's like,
fair-
part of the point.
That's a question that cannot be answered.
That's kind of part of the
Unless
point.
you give them some crypto. And they'll tell you
Yeah.
everything.
Exactly.
The tell-all book by the Secret Service man. I was the head of the Secret Service. That's the guy I want to talk to.
Okay, so the one last thing I wanted to bring up on this episode was it's my new movie pitch. Obviously we're coming up on a big time of year. I think just for this day and age, though, for a Christmas movie, like we
dage.
need something familiar, which is the Santa Claus
Something comforting.
with Tim Allen, not
Something-
Tom Allen. Tim Allen.
Tom Allen. No. See, that's another clan. The Allens. I'm kidding.
Stop it. So Tim Allen as the Santa Claus, right?
Timothy Allen.
What a classic, Everybody
Yeah.
loves. Who doesn't like the Santa Claus?
Yeah,
it's
Santa
pretty
Claus
great.
died.
He accidentally kills Santa Claus, or I don't think he does kill Santa Claus. I think Santa falls off the house or something. But whatever.
What does happen to Santa?
Santa ends up dying,
It's a
and
clause.
so and what happens when that happens in this movie is you turn into you take up the mantle of Santa Claus at that point, and you have to do all the job of Santa.
Like you could be a Mexican woman and you turn into a fat white man.
and
It's the Santa Claus.
And honestly, it's like, as far as like Christmas movie plots go, I'm like, that's like, it's not a bad plot. So it's like, but, obviously we don't want to just retread the same ground here.
Not at all.
So this is what I propose is we kind of are out of the era of the gritty reboot, but I feel like we need to revisit that. We need mentally, we need to revisit the gritty reboot era.
Oh, every era boomerangs around.
You think about 20 years ago when the Santa Claus first came out. You think about
I think it was like 30 years ago.
it was a little 25, in between there.
1993.
When you think about it, the hostility towards Christmas has been turned up. There is some would argue a war on Christmas.
Christmas is on fire.
So I feel like we need to take a nice good war setting, like the setting basically of 1917, and
yeah, which year?
the
end of World War One.
the end of World War I. The movie is a continuous shot, and And what happens is
You follow the sleigh from when it comes out of Santa's shop.
Tom Allen.
Oh, who's Tom Allen?
Tom Allen, Tim Allen, and Santa Claus are given orders to deliver the presents across the globe. And while they're in northern France, a German pilot stabs Santa Claus and he bleeds out. And at that
Can you
point,
please tell my brother? I'm like, who's your brother? It's like the other Claus.
Michael Kringle. So he bleeds out, and Tim Allen
Tell me, Tim.
has to
Tim.
finish the job like the original movie. So it's kind of like the same, but again, it's the war on Christmas because it's, and so there's like Santa's getting shot at the whole time, and people are trying to kill Santa because there's a war on
It
Christmas.
was like throwing like candy canes that are sharpened.
Sure.
Spears. I don't know.
I was, I feel like
Oh,
it's
they're just shooting it with him, like just
M16s,
regular. Yeah,
like,
yeah,
yeah.
like just like bolt action rifles.
yeah, probably more accurate to the time period because it takes place
This is
in
how
1917.
it's like, hello, children. You wonder why you get
Yeah,
presents
see,
every
how
Christmas.
about it just takes place in 1917? It's contemporary with that, and it's Christmas in 1917.
I like to think
so-
it's someone telling a story like, this is how we got Christmas. And it's like, and this is why.
I think Tim Allen may need to go back in time. Tom Allen may need to go back in time,
Well, what's that going on here? No, I can't do it.
and he goes
Tom
back
Allen.
in order to make it for the continuity's sake. If we want to tie it to the original trilogy,
So this would be like the Santa Claus 4 in 1917.
it could be that we could do that route, or we could just like rebrand.
It's like a reboot.
the Santa Claus.
Reboot.
It's like a reboot.
Yeah, reboot. Like it's like a root, but like I like to think it's a reboot. Santa's
Okay.
boot.
I think Michael's done.
Oh, shut up. The things you've
He just
mispronounced
can't-
today.
Can't talk at all right now.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Oh. You know what else is insane? So I would like to have the Santa Claus reboot through like every war. So I like to think Santa Claus has to go back. And it would be, you go to the Trojan War, the Spartan Athens War.
Or I'm just thinking maybe they just kind of do like what they're doing with like the
Just trench warfare.
Spider-Man movie where it's just like all of the Santas from the different franchises all show up and have to
Like the Grinch shows up.
during wartime, like in order to deliver the presents because like they all keep dying and getting wiped out. So
It's like when it's like the end game moment when everyone comes back and like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer like comes in like with the artillery. It's like just when you thought Christmas was dead, our spirit was gone.
yeah, and
could
so yeah, basically like similar to that. So that could be the way we make this happen.
Yeah, but
so
you
that's my idea.
Yeah, but
for
you have
Christmas
to start
movie.
it with the one-shot movie.
Well, it has to be entirely one shot.
Absolutely, it has to. It'll
There's
win an Academy
no
Award
way.
for cinematography.
Yeah, exactly. You can just steal that.
Yeah, I was like, just give
Guarantee that. And then Tim Allen will get an Oscar because obviously it's going to be such an emotionally
it away.
jarring.
Long deserved.
Yeah. You know who I've been rooting for all these years? Yeah, long time holdout.
Tim Allen. Tom.
Oscar holdout Tom Allen.
Finally comes out. He's like, my real name is Tom. I've been wanting to tell people this for years.
It's like he's never really tried to go for it, but then this year it's gonna happen.
Everyone's like, my God. It's like when Vince Vaughn was in Hacksaw Ridge. It's like, yeah, we're doing this.
Private Cornstalk. Yeah, he was kind of odd, dude. Honestly, it's like Vince Vaughn needs to be. He's one of those guys. He can't play characters. He plays himself.
He is Vince Vaughn.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, he is probably one of the best people that does it. Like, but one of those things is like, that's your thing. You do it really well. When I try and see him play other people, it just doesn't work for me. I'm rooting for him. Like, I want to like it. And I have enjoyed some of the stuff he's done, but I'm not saying I don't enjoy it, but there's always, I'm just like, that's Vince Vaughn. Like, it's like,
I know.
I can never get it out of my head. Like, it's just always there. I'm just like,
There's no Vaughn clan. They killed them all.
but what about the Wilson clan? Luke and Owen.
See, that's the wild card. No one knows what side they're on.
They're
of the
like,
clan.
oof. Yeah, and they've kind of been underground for a little bit. Like Owen
And they're
had the
coming back.
suicide attempt. Like, it's really dark.
And now he's like in the MCU.
it's a dark clan. Yeah, it is a dark clan.
Yeah, whatever happened to Luke?
He was in Idiocracy, and he's
Like
like
20 years ago.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's the last thing I remember him like being into. I guess Royal Tenenbaums.
Yeah. Oh, God.
That
The
was, like,
Wes Anderson movies
2003.
actually count.
Yeah, no, those don't count.
Yeah, none of them count. In case anyone's wondering, we here at Casturbation hate Wes Anderson.
Those are money laundering schemes for the celebrities.
We're all going to be weird, and Bill Murray's just going to walk around and be like, meh. Everyone's going, huh?
Wow, how quirky!
Yeah, I know.
Isn't this so quirky?
Isn't that fucking weird?
So yeah, that's I think I think that's a good place to end the episode.
So remain in fear. Watch out.
Look out, the Santa Claus reboot's coming.
Santa Claus is coming for you.
Keep an eye out for the Busey Experiments first album.
Santa Claus is coming to town.
Gary Busey's coming to town. Yeah, and that's also Gary Busey's alive. Thank God.
If we've learned anything from today.
Well, at least he is not cool.
Why did you think he was dead?
He's a Republican. He's not cool.
Yeah, dude.
So,
Let's kill all Republicans.
what I was saying is because he's not dead, he's not cool.
Oh.
That's what I was saying.
Well, that would require some subtlety and brain smart.
And so I feel like we have done a good job, though, of uncovering the conspiracies and the clans. And I hope you all enjoyed it, because this is the last episode of Casturbation.
Thank you, Tom.